We're going through a process of a client booking a session from the client portal and why this is important for both the therapist and the client to understand. So in the client portal, a client will click on the book session button. They will select the therapist, select the service. Let's say it's couples therapy. There is a promo code option, but for now, let's just continue with purchase. There'll be two options. There'll be an online payment option, which is through Razorpay gateway, and then there's a cash and UPI payment option. The reason PractiPal gave two options is because with the online payment, the client has to prepay all the time for them to book a session. However, this includes a 2 to 5% transaction fee depending on the payment method used by the client. When it comes to cash and UPI option, they will simply be granted with a UPI ID and a QR code. Then they scan it or they copy it into their UPI platform of choice and they make the payment and then they click continue. However, they can also simply click continue and they proceed to making the session booking. The reason why we provided this option is because we want the therapist to have an option to whether or not they want to choose the Razorpay route, which is the 2 to 5% transaction fee per session booking, or they can simply mark it as paid on their end, which the client clicks on continue. Let's choose Thursday 11th December for now and 2:15 p.m. I click on book session and the session is successfully booked. So if I go back to the dashboard and go to billing, you will see that the session is in pending status. Now the same thing, if I refresh my therapist portal over here for Etiraj Bharadwaj and I go into payments, you will see it's pending over here. Now, if I want to change the status from pending to paid, I simply go into session. I click on, let's say, couple therapy. I scroll down and I mark this as paid. And then I go back into payments, and then you will see it's marked as paid here as well. The same way, if I go into the client portal and I refresh the dashboard, it'll say paid over here. It'll also say paid over here. And this is how a therapist can mark it as paid and let the client know that yes, they have received the money. But also when a therapist marks it as paid, it will show in the practice dashboard over here and it'll add to the total revenue. If you do not mark it as paid, it's in the pending payment amount, or it can also go into overdue amount if your session has passed.